stirring the coffee with 2 pig heads on a stick using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started in just a moment, but first, coffee. And when I said 2 pig heads on a stick, I meant it. Mushroom coffee. Nice. I did mushroom coffee, I think 2 days last week. I'm going to do it all this week. For mental clarity. Not that I'm unclear without it, but I like to be acutely clear in my thinking when I'm at work, when I'm away at work, when I'm here at work. It's important to not do things that decrease your mental acuity and your orientation. I've said this before and I'll say it again. Man was meant to sleep when the sun goes down and work when it rises. Nothing productive happens after sundown. Nothing. All people change for the worst after dark, or I should say most people do. If you add mind-altering substances to it, all people will change for the worst. All kinds of bad things can happen. It's just a matter of time. That's why I'm an early to bed and early to rise guy. I want to be ahead of everybody else. And it has worked. Read an article on the best places to retire. Most of those places were in Florida. It was interesting. And the coming in second to Florida was Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which isn't far from me. I thought that was interesting. And they were talking about quality of life for people 60 and over. A cold marriage bed has its roots in something other than just not interested in sex anymore. Name those things down below for me, please. What does a cold marriage bed have its roots in other than her saying, I'm just not interested in sex anymore? Talk about those things down below. I'd love to see your comments. And that's going to help a lot of people. I say this, I do these kind of questions because you know, along with watching the videos, you enjoy reading the comments down below. I know you do. And many times there are solutions down below. It's not just the video. The video might be entertaining and educational. Edutainment. Is that the word? Edutainment. It's a weird word. I remember when that first came out. It didn't really catch on. Edutainment. Have you ever sabotaged what could have been a decent relationship, men, because you got a little too red-pilled? You read too many books, you watched too many red pill videos, and then you kind of messed up a relationship that actually could have been pretty good, but you got a little bit too, I don't know, too swayed. It's all right. It happens to everybody. You'll eventually come back, like they all do, but not come back to being a simp, which is a word that I never thought I would say. Never come back to that. It's okay to tighten things up in your life. Shore up the loose areas. Confirm your firmness. Create a firmness in your life. You don't have to go back to being soft. But if you're too hard when you approach life, when you approach women, you'll never get success. And you know exactly the books I'm talking about. You know exactly the videos I'm talking about. The best way for a man to be happy, and I will say this as a result of my experience and after working with men for decades as a therapist and decades as cutting their hair, standing behind the chair cutting their hair. You learn a lot about men by cutting their hair. And you learn a lot about men by being a therapist. And you learn a lot about men by literally being a man and being open to learning, which I am. I learn better now than I ever did. When I was younger, not so much. But the best way to be as a man is probably to go your own way. In this sense, not in the where you're just pissed off at everybody sense. Not like that. If you can't get along with men and women, what's going your way? What is going your way all about then if you can't get along with people, right? If it's all about commiserating and bitching about men and women, especially women, did you really go your own way? Okay. I'm saying that when you have goals and you reach your goals and you bring somebody on board, your friends on board to help you with your goals, friends that don't help you move forward with your goals, cut them off. Just like a weed growing in a yard, like a tree starts. You ever see? I have these hedges out here, and there's trees that sneak in and try to grow up. And eventually they will drown out the hedges, choke them out. I cut them off. Cut them right off. You can't tear them up because you'll end up tearing up the good stuff. Just cut them down. Get rid of them. Get rid of the friends that criticize you, that are critical of you, hyper-spiritual, that are not good for you, that don't exercise with you, that don't talk about self-improvement with you, complainers. Cut them off. That's it. Make it fast. Make it fast. Be decisive, men. Be decisive and go your own way when it comes to women. How many times have you laid awake thinking of a woman? How many times have you laid awake thinking about a woman in your past? Or a relationship that ended? Or the woulda, coulda, shoulda. If I only did this different. If I only did that different. Stop that. Stop it. Right now, your life is about you. And I'm not talking about being selfish or being a selfish prick. I'm talking about building your wealth, building your health. Two best things you can do. And then you invite someone on board who is also doing that with their life, not someone who's going to be taking from you. No one goes to bed at night wondering how I'm doing. Nobody. Nobody. Nobody goes to bed at night thinking about my future. I have to do that. I got news for you. You are the only one that cares about you, other than the Lord. So cultivate that wonderful thing that you have, that is you. Don't waste it. Don't squander it. I did apply to Florida Tech, I guess the day before yesterday, on Saturday, for an adjunct professor position. I haven't taught in college in about 30 years. That doesn't mean I haven't taught. I just haven't taught in a university system in about 30 years. And I know it's a different world now. I know. Like there were no computers 30 years ago. When I was teaching, I did not access my students via computer. I literally got a paper list. I read papers, their papers, literally paper. I graded papers. Nothing was electronic, absolutely nothing. Oh, there's a little raccoon out there. He got a little scared. It's okay there, young fella. It's all right. It's okay. Go ahead, have your breakfast. So I sent my transcripts out, my college and university transcripts, to Florida Tech, and we'll see what happens. I'm looking to teach 2 or 3 courses. So if I can get that, that'd be cool. I am entering slowly back into the one-to-one educational world. I spent 22 years as a therapist, as a clinician. I'm not going to be doing psychotherapy with anybody, but teaching and tutoring. One pays for a teacher, but you don't pay for a mentor, like what I'm doing with you now on this channel. You pretty much can, if you watch all the videos that I have, there's over 1,500 videos, you can probably do better in life just by watching these videos. That would be like a virtual mentor. To get one-to-one help, that's tutor, that's coaching, that's teaching you. And that's what I'm getting back into. And like I said, my YouTube channel is sufficient enough for the average person to learn how to get unstuck and navigate through relationships and do a little career counseling, a little course correction. I do come from the training area of providing endless psychotherapy and counseling. Managed care insurance, which is like HMO and PPOs, came along in the late 80s, and they said you have 4 to 5 sessions, sometimes only 3, to fix this person. I accepted the mandate and the challenge. So when the income is not guaranteed, the counseling income as a therapist, you just can't see people forever, week after week, forever, because insurance companies won't pay for it. Then they start paying out of their own pocket. People who are willing to pay out of their own pocket have a tendency to have a higher success rate with their problems than people who just use insurance. I've seen that for years. Decades of my experience has proven that. But I will tell you this, that ongoing counseling and therapy is no guarantee that you're going to fix anything. Most issues and most course correction can be done in 4 to 5 sessions. Most, if you're serious and if you're invested. If you listen to enough men talk about their rough relationships, and then men talking about those men, and then men talking about those men who are talking about those men, you develop an attitude that women are the cause of every pain and trouble in the world, let alone in your life. Rare is the video of a guy saying he fucked up and didn't take the role as a leader. A lot of blaming going on in the YouTube world, in the men's community. Nothing but blame. How about taking responsibility for yourself? Yeah, but what about shut up? Zip it. Enough about what your ex-girlfriend or them bitches did. Or they're all hoes. Shut up. Shut up with that. Let's talk about you and what you need to do to get your shit together, to sit upright, suck your stomach in, chest out, shoulders back, head high, walk 25% faster. That's a good place to start. And stop bitching and moaning and complaining. Stop it. Stop it. It's not acceptable anymore. You're only going to listen to people who move you forward, move the ball down the field, not keep the ball stationary, not move it backwards. We want to move forward in our life. Moving forward is not done by bitching about other people. But that's kind of entertaining, isn't it? You know what's sobering? Talking about the mistakes that you made. Not putting yourself down, but identifying where you went wrong and committing to not doing that again and creating an action plan for doing it right. And if you want to be a mod on this channel, you have to have been around for a while. You have to know my shtick. Email me, gb@georgebruno.com, if you would like to be a moderator on this channel for when I go live. And also you have access to the comments. You can delete comments that are disrespectful and moderate the live videos that I do. I'm looking for more moderators, but you have to be an adherent to my ideology and have been around a while. Write me if you want to be a moderator. What do you do if you're interested in a woman? And I'll address this. First of all, there's a couple different things. How well does she know you? Does she know who you are? Does she even know that you exist? That's the first thing. Because if you get this obsession with a woman, you end up building a relationship in your head, but she doesn't have a relationship with you, and then you get totally devastated if she says no, or if she's not interested. So how can you put yourself in front of her? That's the first thing. That's the first question I would ask. Then the next question I would ask is, why are you working so hard? Why is that? People work hard to put themselves in front of women. Sorry, that's not going to work. Listen, men, if you pursue excellence, excellence will pursue you, period. Excellence in how you talk, excellence in how you look, excellence in your strength, excellence in your pursuits. You will be noticeable. When you make yourself a top-tier man, this is what happens. The slacker women, the women who aren't really worth it, won't make themselves known to you. They will automatically exclude themselves because they will say, I'm not good enough for this guy. That's the good news. The other good news is that only those that are worth it will put themselves in front of you, make themselves known to you. You will always have options. Men, you need options. How do you get options? Pursue excellence. Now, when I say options, have several different women that might be interested in you. I'm not talking about stringing people along. I'm talking about being the friendliest guy wherever you are, not being the a-hole, being the friendliest guy. And you always have friends. And then, if there's a certain female that you like and you want to turn the heat up a little bit, then you can do that. I'm not huge into the whole cold approach thing. I'm into direct approach, but not cold approach, if that makes any sense. And then grow in slight friendship and interest with her. I'm not talking about being her girlfriend. You're not going to go shoe shopping with her. You're not going to be her little tea partner. You're going to be a man. And you're going to be a man that she desires and wants to be with. Remember, I said this a long time ago. Be the man that she wants to be with, sexually and physically, not the man she wants to marry. If you are the man that she wants to be with, then that can morph into marriage. If you try to be the man that she wants to marry, mojo will have nothing to do with it. Then the next guy that comes along, or a guy that comes along with mojo and sexual confidence, may get her attention and win her heart. Now, I'm not speaking lowly of women. Not all women are easily influenced. Some are. Some have this, is this the best I can do attitude everywhere they go. So they're kind of inching their way up the ladder, collecting engagement rings and last names and properties, and making a nice convenient lifestyle for themselves. I've dated women like that, and I've dumped women like that. And I've been dumped by women like that in my past. But if you get to the point where you can be desired by her, and then you come right out and ask her, I get the feeling that there might be something more here. Would you want to pursue that? She'll tell you right out, yes or no. But if she doesn't know you, how can she make a decision based upon no data? The data is what she sees, which creates desire for you physically and sexually. And also, are you stimulating? You know, a woman could be married to the department chairperson of a department at Harvard, and she loves his intellect, his PhD, and then all of a sudden the UPS driver with his sleeves rolled up and bulging biceps and tan and hair combed back says, "Good morning, ma'am. I've got this package here for you." And he looks like a romance novel cover. All of a sudden, flutter, flutter. All of a sudden the PhD husband, scientist, educator, scholar, isn't so attractive anymore for that minute. Be the man she desires first. And think the most basic things. I don't want to say think about sex, but think not sexual attractiveness, but primal. Let's go even deeper than this. Insert A into B. Let's go deeper than that. Let's go with primal. Be the man that she feels. What the heck just happened here? Be the man she feels that will protect her, that she feels can hold her, fight for her, provide for her. Now, will you do all those things? That's up to you. You don't want to be Captain America to all women at all times. That's not a good thing either. It's saving everything that comes along. Be the man that she desires, not the man that she wants to marry. It's some of the best advice that I could give. Make yourself desirable. How do you do that? By spending time on you, not spending time on her. You make yourself more desirable by building you up. And that's not by being a gym rat. That's by pursuing excellence in all areas of your life. So how do you look when you look in the mirror? How do you evaluate you when you look in the mirror? Do you look like a man? Do you look masculine? Or do you look like your younger brother? What do you look like? What feeling do you give off? Especially for you nerdy guys. I know I have a very big nerdy element following me. You nerdy guys. Nerdy is kind of fun for a little while. But I would, how can I put it without insulting you? Because I am a nerd who kind of like moved out of Nerdville. Be nerdy with an edge. How do you get that edge? Get a good haircut. Determine what facial hairstyle or clean shaven look you're going to have. Dress nice. I'm not saying dress expensive. Lift weights. Eat properly. Get your body looking good. It's okay. Nerdy with an edge is good. When women say, oh, I like nerdy guys. No, you don't. Shut up. Ladies, shut up. You don't. You want a nerdy guy with an edge, because a nerdy guy couldn't fight his way out of a paper bag. A nerdy guy couldn't protect you if something is happening. Enough with this. I like nerdy guys. Yeah. Okay. And with that, finish your coffee and I'll see you tomorrow on the Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.